Pounders. Welcome back. Baby number 2 is here. So I appreciate you guys giving me a little FMLA time here. It's been about a week. Congrats to all the Pounders that crushed this season. We had Al Bugs come in 11th place in BBM for a little 125. Josh at in at 21st for 75K. We cashed 20K in the MMG. It was a great year. Can't ask for better, and really good timing with the baby too. But appreciate you guys. We're gonna do a little playoff best ball today. Strategy contest selection. We had another contest drop, and that is going to be a 3-entry max $15 contest. So we'll look at that one. We'll look at the advance rates and all these, how you're going to attack them, and we'll look at some of these games, what the current spreads are, and how we think these games are going to shape up, and different strategies for people that want to invest different amounts. Like, not everyone wants to 150 max these, absolutely sweat for the next 8 hours drafting. I have a strategy for you guys that are only going to do 20 to 30. So we'll go over that as well. Appreciate you guys showing up, dropping a like, hit the sub if you enjoyed the content, and let's get into it. Let's start off with some of the spreads, because I think these will surprise people, and I think you can lean into some of these, especially if you're doing less, right? If you're only gonna do like 30 or 40, maybe you cut out a couple teams. We're like, okay, Pittsburgh, I'm just not gonna draft any Steelers outside of maybe a one piece to get me through week 1, which I think is inherently a bad strategy. Only getting one game from a player like Pickens, Najee, something like that. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but we'll get further into that. You have Chargers versus the Texans. This started at 3.5, I believe. It's now closed to a 3-point game. Could go either way. I lean Chargers here, but I'm not against drafting Texans here at all. I have a feeling, just a little inkling, that the Chargers would have a better chance at beating KC than the Texans would. Just a little thought there. Pittsburgh versus the Steelers. Like I said, I can't do it outside of a one piece that, like, maybe in the mitten 3 where you advance 1 out of 6 teams. Maybe you need a little help if you're going heavy Detroit, heavy KC. I could see that scenario, where 1 out of 6, the advance rates are super strict. Maybe in that spot, you could bring in a one-off with Pickens. We'll test the waters. Buffalo Bills versus the Broncos. I like the Broncos pieces a little better, but my God, Josh Allen is playing great ball, and I don't see a way to lose this game. Bo Nix has been playing great ball too. Josh Allen has the experience, high pressure games, a lot of those games against Mahomes every year. I'm gonna have a lot of Bills. That being said, some of my favorite Bills teams I've built are Josh Allen, maybe James Cook, and then, like, Keon Coleman, and then just playing the other side of the board, leaving Kincaid, leaving Shakir sometimes. If I get Shakir, then maybe it's not Coleman. If I'm not overstacking the Bills, it's easy to. You're just not getting those players to go off all in the same game. So maybe that can help you advance through the playoffs, but I think there's just different ways to do it when you're drafting Josh Allen. I don't think you have to super stack 7 players from the Bills. We've seen it not work week in and week out. So getting a little off that beaten path, and maybe with your second or third pick, whatever, going like Devonta Smith, right? Instead of see, that's tough now. If we go, and we'll get into this, it's very preferable to draft the running back with the QB, right? Because you're assuming Josh Allen gets there to the Super Bowl. You have the running back on that team. You don't have to guess what team they're gonna be playing in the Super Bowl to get those RB. So there really is this battle of who's available at RB, and you have to make sure it's obviously opposite conference. So, we'll get into more some of that strategy talk as we draft, but I'm going to be leaning pretty heavy Bills. Broncos, I'll be drafting more of than the Steelers, but it's pretty thin, pretty thin. Packers versus the Eagles. Okay, this one burned me last year. I'll just come out and say it. I again, I didn't max it, so I was doing maybe 60 or 70, and I said, "Okay, with this strategy, I'm gonna say the the last seed team, I believe it was Green Bay, beat beat the 2 seed, which was Dallas." So, I avoided the Packers, went heavy Dallas. I ended up making a team to the finals, like, through all those, like, luckily with KC and Cole Hardman that finished pretty high, but, that part of the strategy failed, where it's like, "Okay, I'm just going to avoid this one team, and then these 70 entries, if I can get that piece correct and avoid those players, these 70 entries will go a lot further." I still think it's a viable strategy. Um, that being said, 4.5 points, can they get Josh Jacobs cooking? That's sort of the name of the game for the Packers this year. Can they get Josh Jacobs cooking? I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you guys drafting a good amount of Packers? Because Jayden Reed's all the way down the board, probably rightfully so. A lot of the Packers are very deep. Josh Jacobs has actually been a faller in the last 10 days. I'm sort of staying away from Green Bay again. If it bites me, it bites me. That's kinda the way I see it. Now this one, I like this matchup a lot. 3-point spread here, Washington versus Tampa Bay. I love Jaden Daniels. I'm finding I'm drafting a ton of Jaden Daniels on my Mahomes teams. Obviously, you need 2 QBs with Mahomes, especially, I will say, in the 1 out of 6 advance. In the 2 out of 6, you can do some weird stuff, and you can get teams to advance. But, the 1 out of 6, you need QB points. And that's also gonna change the way I rank players as well, depending on the wild card advantage. I like Washington here. I like Washington here, and we'll be playing around with this bracket as we draft, and I'll show you different things that can mess stuff up. So when you're drafting a team, you need certain stuff to go right for you to advance 8 to 10 players to the conference championship, right? And you're drafting basically off of those narratives for that specific team you're drafting. And one of those things that could change is if you're going Rams, but you also have, let's say, Barkley, and you're playing the other side with Josh Allen. So you have Josh Allen at QB, and maybe you bring in Kyren, you bring in Puka. You have Barkley, maybe you get Goddard, you get Keon Coleman. You're trying for a Bills-Eagles Super Bowl, maybe even Eagles or Bills Rams because you have Kyren as well. So you're not doing James Cook here, but you have 2 available options. Well, if the Commanders win, you kinda get screwed because then you get the Eagles versus the Rams in round 2, and you're gonna lose a good amount of players. Your chances of advancing of the conference championship go way down. They go way down. Um, but that's where you're drafting based off a narrative of, okay, this is what's going to happen in order for this team to move on. Every team's gonna have their own narrative, and you're gonna see that as we draft. I like Washington. What's your guys' call? Washington or the Bucks? Am I disrespecting Baker Mayfield, or am I right to say, "Goddamn, Jaden Daniels is clutch. Dude's clutch. Got a little banged up last game. Doesn't have the best weapons, but the guy makes it work." Alright, we got one Tampa. You're taking the points, bro. Vikings versus the Rams. Closer than people probably expect. I'm drafting a good amount of Rams. I'm probably drafting more Rams than I am Vikings. So 46.5 points. Nice little total there. I like the Rams. I feel like I'm disrespecting Sam Darnold right now, like, real bad, like Aaron Jones. But, let's go. We got one for the Commanders. Snowman in the house, what's up, dude? Yeah, if there's a Cinderella team in the playoffs, it's the Commanders. Dude, Jaden Daniels just has the it. He has the it factor. When you need him, he's clutch. He wins close games against good teams, but that's what you need in the playoffs. Can he do it in the playoffs? It's like the Tom Brady, the Mahomes factor in the playoffs. Can you turn in can you turn into that guy, or are you just gonna be I'm sorry, I should go here. You're just gonna be Aaron Rodgers. We all know he's a pumpkin in the playoffs. It's fine. Alright, that covers that. Shout out to Eagles, James, big grinder, probably one of the most successful best ball playoff, um, player, uh, probably on Underdog, and he grinds DraftKings and drafters. So he made a little sheet, Super Bowl win percent, which I'm assuming this is based off of some sports book or multiple sports books. Chiefs chance to win the Super Bowl, 23%. So you could see the bye week and what it does. Chiefs and the Lions make Super Bowl, excuse me, 45%, 43%. That buys historically very big. Next, you have the Eagles, 22%, Ravens, 20%, Bills, 21, and then it drops down to 10% for the Bucks, 11% for Vikings, 7% for the Chargers, Rams, Packers, all the way down. Commanders actually very low, lower than I thought they would be, especially for playing the Bucks first. But if you win, you're playing the Lions. That's the thing. No matter who wins this game, the 6 and the 6 and the 1 will play each other. So that's where it's nice. If you're drafting the 6 and the 6 and the 2 can't play each other in the divisional round. Just wanna make sure I got that right. The 6 and the 2 cannot play each other. So if you're drafting, a bunch of Eagles, Commanders are safe. Same thing in this division. If you're drafting a bunch of Bills, the Steelers are safe. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Steelers are safe. Not that you're drafting many Steelers. We've had Cinderella stories. I've sort of been calling them pretenders for a little while now. I think a lot of people have. They just need a wide receiver too. Like, it would be at least more interesting. Like, what happened to Roman Wilson? Is he working like is he at a car dealership yet? Like, what's Roman Wilson up to? But yeah, we'll be referencing some of this percent to make the divisional round. Lowest percent is Steelers, then Broncos makes sense. Commanders at 36%. I'm surprised this is so low and the Bucks is so high, especially where it's a 3-point spread. I'm gonna have to put some money down on Washington tonight. Ooh, spicy. Spicy. Too spicy. Um, Shout out to Adam putting together a little bracket for the Pounders. Let me see if I can find it. That's in the Discord. In the playoff best ball channel. We have 4 people signed up so far. Little fun bracket. If we get 10 teams, I'll throw in a free Roger Goodell clown nose towel to the winner just on the house here. And I'll share that. So make sure you get in the Discord. Link is in the description of the video. All right. Okay. So I just drafted this team. This one kind of interesting. And this is a mitten 3, 1 out of 6 advance. So it's gonna be very tough to push on those bye week players. However, if there's a will, there's a way. So we start with Mahomes and Barkley. We then went Worthy and Puka, Kyron and Hollywood. So we went 4 Chiefs. 4 Chiefs, and we're trying to get either Philly or the Rams in the Super Bowl. Thing is, round 1, we're only gonna have Staffy, Barkley, and Kyron. So you're hoping that the the flex is RB pretty easily. Puka Cup's been a pumpkin, and we just throw a little one-off here with Quentin Johnson, maybe something just to boost us out of round 1. Maybe they get the win, maybe you get 2 games out of them as well. None of these teams are playing each other in round 1, so minimum 2 games if all teams win, that's what you're sorta looking for. I thought this build was actually pretty unique, and we have multiple outs with, teams that KC could be playing. So, just a different build, trying different shit. Look, we even had Pickens there, queued up, but I've come off Pickens over the last couple of weeks now that they got the match in round 1 that they did. Let's see. Let's just cover a couple of the contests that are open right now. The Mitten 3 can be pretty unforgiving. 1 out of 6, right? So those bye week players, I'm gonna probably push down Gibbs below Barkley 1 spot in a contest like this. 1 out of 10, and then 1 out of 5. So you're really focusing on making sure you don't have players that are facing each other in the wild card round. That's 1. 2 is if you're getting 5 players in a final that's going to be KC versus Detroit, if you think that's going to be the Super Bowl, you sort of have to thread the needle, right? Because you need 5 players to start week 1, and you need 5 players for the final. So, we can try to make a team like that. It's gonna be very interesting to try that strategy. That is going to be, I would assume, one of the harder builds that you could make. It will definitely be one of the harder builds to move forward, obviously, because of the buys. But that's probably not my favorite structure, 1 out of 6 here, and then just a random 1 out of 10, 1 out of 5. But knowing this, we can play around it. The little gauntlet, 2 out of 6, 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6. I like this a lot. Up top, only 10K, smaller contest. It's a 10 entry max. We're gonna be ripping a few of these today. And then the Summit just dropped. The Summit is a $15 3 entry max. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Can we just have a chat about this? Can we get rid of these payouts? Look how many, like, this is how much? Is this like 50K? Let me do the math. This is like 50K. Can we just spread this to the Super Bowl, AFC, NFC championship? Like, some spread it to these rounds. I hate the min cash. Um, not a big fan of the min cash. You have 10% going to first, which I'm fine with. The Summit might be higher, though. Summit 100K in prizes, 20K to first. We have 20% up top. I'm in. I'm in. I'm in. I'm sold. I'm sold. Alright, let's I think there's a big one, right? There's a big mitten. 2 out of 6, 1 out of 4, 1 out of 4, 23-seat final. Obviously gonna be your best chance of making the finals. Rate is obviously going to be on the lower end because entry's higher, so 9.4%, 20K up top, 23-seat final. You're gonna be making a minimum of 500, and it's a 5 entry max. So you make 1 finals, you make your money back. And you're looking for a top finish there for sure. Starting shortly, we get the 3 spot. So I think it falls off at 4, but at 4, I'm either going in this contest, 1 out of 6. Damn, the Summit's 1 out of 6? Let me see if I got that right. I thought it was 2 out of 6. Could just be tripping. No, it's 1 out of 6. I would probably just push Barkley ahead of Gibbs. We're lucky, top 3. We love this spot here. Something's messed up with the clocks as well, so I'm gonna have my phone out and in the draft room so I know how much time is actually left on the clock. If you guys have any questions, feel free to just throw them in the chat as well. Yeah, the 2 out of 6 and 1 out of 6 is such a huge deal. It really changes my player rankings. Um, okay, yeah, so it gets on me and it starts at 3 seconds. So don't let that fool you. We have an extra 20 seconds. We're going Jalen Hurts here. I absolutely love the Jalen Hurts early start because then you can do whatever the F you want. Little bracket challenge. I'm game. Here, let me try to find the link to that in the Discord, or if someone has the link to it. It's in the playoff Bestball channel. Let's see. I should have pinned it. Why didn't I pin it? Idiot. Fresh off baby leave here, so like I'm still getting used to this here. Um, one of the mods can do it. Here we go. Jump here. Oh yeah, that was so easy. So easy. We're just going to not miss a pick. Good. Pin message. Okay. Let me throw the Discord into the YouTube chat. And then you just go to the playoff best ball channel. And it's the pinned message. God damn. A lot of chatter in the playoff best ball channel today. Holy smokes. We're up in 10 seconds. There's no way he gives this Derrick Henry, but he should. No, he should. He should. He's dead. Your team's dead. It doesn't make sense. The team doesn't make sense. It's okay. We'll go James Cook here. Oh, Philly versus Buffalo. Would have loved Derrick Henry there, though. It's fine. Derrick Henry goes at 9. It just doesn't make sense, right? Because you can't get Goff, you can't get Lamar. So sure, do you have a good chance of advancing Gibbs? Yes. But if those are the 2 teams in the Super Bowl, you don't have the QB. You're not gonna have Amon-Ra. I have a feeling we're getting sniped here. It's a weird feeling. The tilt. Yes. Yeah, no, this is the play. This is the format where you will see me get mad on stream. Yeah, I appreciate you, dude. The new baby is doing great. Baby Gabriel is awesome. Just a great baby so far. He's came out a couple weeks early, so he's really tiny. So we're trying to, I'm slipping some I'm slipping the creatine into the breast milk. Don't tell the wife, or we're gonna plump him up. Do you play your draft pod round 1? I personally do not look for other teams that are trying to, like, advance out of round 1. I just test my team based on, is this team going to be good in the Super Bowl? Because realistically, you're spending $15 and you're trying to win 20K. So you're trying to hit a massive parlay anyways. Shakir was gonna be in the player pool for us. Let's see. So we have Philly versus Buffalo, right? Philly, Buffalo wins. We have Ravens, so we're gonna try to stay away from the Ravens. It doesn't matter. The Texans, Chargers are safe for this team. 25 seconds. Did he go? I don't mind scrolling all the way down too. We're gonna stick with 1 QB. Mike Evans is gone. With Mike Evans gone, Commanders are safe. Rams might not be safe. Bucks might not be safe. So Commanders and Eagles go really good together because they can never play each other in the division. So here do we go Terry, or do we play the other side? We go AFC. I would prefer to go AFC here, or Goddard. Go Goddard first, and then I'm thinking Lad. This is Goddard, Lad, or Nico Collins. Let's go Goddard first, and we can play for maybe Nico and Mixon. And this is the thought here is Texans win, Texans play the Chiefs. I don't expect the Texans to really even beat the Chargers, but, um, Chiefs have won a lot of close games here. They've definitely had a little bit of luck this season, but this is what we're hoping for. Eagles, who cares? But how do we maximize the amount of games we can get out of these supplementary players? And we already have our 5 players here, I will say. There will be teams with more than 5 players, uh, in a Philly Buffalo stack. So you would have to hit the nuts, and there will be teams that basically have you covered and then have extra players, so they're free rolling to pass you. Like, maybe adding a Kincaid or a Knox at the very end can be enough to oh, Ladd's here. Is Dobbins here too? I kinda wanna play ball with this. Too much. Too much. Let's go Ladd. Sorry about that. Let's go Ladd and let's go Dobbins, hopefully? Could get sniped on Dobbins. Playoff best ball hurts because in no format would I tilt missing a second string QB. That's crazy. What is the best strategy to go with if you are froze out of one of the top 5 QBs? Yeah, you're really looking is Darnold, Jaden Daniels, probably my fave. Oh, we do get Dobbins. Look at this. But Justin Herbert, you can easily stack McConkey, Dobbins, Quentin Johnston. Probably just playing with those 3 with Herbert. So we're not going Mixon here. We're not going Houston pieces. I would love to get Kincaid back. I think there's like a 3% chance we actually secure Kincaid. Let's see if anyone's doing a Buffalo stack. Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't go Kincaid already, but he needs Detroit pieces. Like, this team doesn't make any sense, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay. He just needs one more Buffalo piece for a Buffalo Detroit, but he needs another QB too. No, I mean, if you're counting Amari Cooper, I suppose. If you're counting Amari Cooper. I don't mind Quentin Johnson on this team too. And we're saying the Chargers beat oh, man, you gave him to me. You done did it. You done did it. I like this team a lot. So we have 2 options for Super Bowl with this, Philly against the Chargers or Philly against Buffalo, since we didn't get the QB running back combo. We also get 3 pieces from Philly with 2 from the Chargers or 3 from Buffalo, and we can add Quentin Johnson onto this team and really just try to get the um, amount of players going all the way through. So even with whatever, the Lions running hot and this going Eagles versus Bucks. So, yeah, I like this build. Big fan. Big fan. Yeah, it's so much worse because your team can just be dead in the finals just because a team will have +1 player on you. Like, it makes such a bigger impact in this style. What's this guy got going? He's got the Minnesota Super with 1 KC piece with Lamar. Whoa. What is this? Justice Hill allows him to have a chance at a Detroit. Baltimore's just so thin. You gotta at least get Demont, in my opinion. Looks like Demont might even be playing round 1 potentially. So ready for the big board. I'm already looking at rookies. Oh god. Have to. 1 more player. Who do you guys like? Is it Gainwell? I don't like drafting 3 RBs first, especially when we have RBs that don't have buys. There's just no good Philly piece. So is this where we go a one-off? Like, I don't think we need it to advance out of round 1. Shipley, tough, dude. Tough sell. Tough sell. Tough sell. You have Sutton against Buffalo. So realistically, what makes sense? A Washington piece or a Lions piece? It doesn't really matter, but you would probably rather it on this side. Like Mac Hans, Knox, probably Knox. Probably Knox. And this is where if you do get the Philly versus Buffalo, having that extra piece could be could what you need. Could be. Plus, Knox is playing a shit ton of snaps. I don't know if people realize like he's out there a lot, whether he gets to work or not. It's gonna be touchdown dependent, anyways. Tim Patrick there, I think, is looking at the floor versus the ceiling. Like you either want to come in first or last in this contest. This one was sick. Not gonna lie. That one took a little bit of my brain power there as we warm back up into the streaming streets. A nice little warm up there though in the $15 Summit 300 max. Ooh, waiting on 5. Sorry. No, absolutely not. You sickos, I know you sickos are foaming at the mouth. Alright, we'll do it. We'll do it. Hop on in. Thanks, Doc. Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you, man. We're on the road to 3K subs. It's gonna be the new goal this year. I think we should be able to hit it. So if you guys enjoy the content, please log into your YouTube account. I know the password. It take you 3 tries. Do it. Sign in. Click sub. Hit the like. Goes a long way. Appreciate you guys. +2 for the summit. 300 max. $15 contest. 20K up top. I don't think it gets better than that. 62 seed final. Super small. Super small. We were in the Greyhound final for regular best ball with 52 teams. In the contest we find the most success in is the MMG with like 230 teams or 270. I don't know. It's a big finals. We come in second. Like the least likely team. I'd even cover it when we did the reviews for our finals teams. I'd even cover it on stream. And here's how Bugs, the $1 million man, basically feeling like a million at least. Gotta say, Al Bugs has the highest finish for anyone that's at least sub to the Patreon for the CSV ranks. That's good publicity, Al Bugs. Keep doing your thing, man. It was all you though. All right, give me one of these two. I sort of predicted before the season started. I have a free $100 bet from signing up to Fanatics Sportbooks, and I just put it. This is like 8 months ago. I just put it on Baltimore to win the Super Bowl. What a gift here. Give us Allen at 2. Um, I just put it on Baltimore partially because the odds looked pretty good. I think I got it at plus 1,300 before the season started. But, it's more a want. I want the Super Bowl to be Baltimore versus Detroit. We'll see. Time to stay. I see you, Chad. I see Chad in the 4 spot. Let's go. Pushing Hurts to 5. What a sicko. Barkley went at 3 though, 1 out of 6 advance. So I don't mind that play at all. It will be harder to advance these Detroit and KC pieces, which could be more interesting. Right. Especially finals, only 62 teams. How many of these teams are going to be live with 5 players? It might be like 25%, 30%, depending. If it's a bye week team, it'll be lower, obviously. If it's like Minnesota, very high. Ah, gimme. Give me one time for the boys. I'm going Goff, bro. I'm going Goff. You're not getting a QB. You never know who's watching. You never you never know who's watching. I like any of this, to be honest. I like Devonta Smith. I like J-Mo. I like J-Mo. I like J-Mo. Let's go, J-Mo. This is gonna be pretty highly owned, I would think, just because it's right on ADP, but it's a 3 entry max, so you don't always get the opportunity to just keep drafting until you get the combo you like. Also, bestballoverlay.com still helps me with the, ownership percents on my players. Love that, as well as which games are in a dome, the weather, which is more impactful this time of year. Then you have the game spreads and the team implied totals as you scroll over. Bestballoverlay.com, promo code Pounders, all caps, get you 25% off. See what Chad's doing here. Chad going a little Patty Mahomes at 9? Okay. I love this. Oh, I love this. I love this. I love this. I'm finding myself drafting a ton of Jaden Daniels in this spot. I'm curious what Chad's got in store. We're both gonna be battling for a couple Detroit PCs, though. Luckily, man, we'll see what happens. Shakir off the board at 19. Of course, bro. This team has 4 players from all different teams. This is why this is so profitable, because this team's dead after round 1. If he does advance, he very well might. Okay. Buffalo, Detroit. Let's go lad here. Let's go Chargers again. The other thing is, like, if Addison falls to us, we can try to squeak in Addison and Aaron Jones, or maybe Addison and Hawk. Goes right before us, though, which, again, that's right on ADP, so it's gonna be pretty chalk. So I'm fine with sort of getting away from that. I don't really mind. Let's do this. Let's do this. This probably should have been David Montgomery. I think I'll look back and say I wish this was David Montgomery. because yeah, definitely. Let's see if we can make it work. We could have attacked the other side. We could have gone Eagles, excuse me, Bucks, or really, really Bucks, because Bucks aren't gonna play the Lions no matter what happens, unless yeah, no matter what happens. Yeah, Mike Evans was there. We should have played with Allen here, we should have played the opposite conference. We lost focus. Lost focus. Ooh. Yeah, Chad bringing in Aaron Jones at 28. Minnesota pieces have been slipping a little bit. Rashad Bateman's been rising. Isaiah Likely's been rising. Just something to note for the boys watching. Not overly confident. It's more of a Super Bowl play than it would be mm, I hate the way we did this, but we just have to live with it. This should have been this should have been Mike Evans, and this should have been Irving, but we have to live with it. Alright, I mean, we have our 5 pieces if we do get Buffalo against Detroit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully going to add to that as well. Would have felt a lot better, and reason being, like, if this is Mike Evans, this is Bucky Irving, you have the opportunity to have Buffalo against Tampa Bay or Buffalo against Detroit, is what it is. This would probably be the worst outcome for the Chargers. I think the Ravens would be a matchup for them and the Chiefs. We'll see. We'll see the usage on Pacheco. Gets an extra week of rest. That's really that could be really big for Pacheco, but we'll see. Are you guys confident in Pacheco or David Montgomery? Do you guys like one more than the other? Because those 2 I'm kind of viewing in a similar light. Both players have the bye, maybe have a little more, confidence in Pacheco than Demont, but just because of the talks about the IR. And we could see Demont be a full go too in that first week back. We just gotta see it. Gotta see it. You're just gonna give me Amari Cooper I mean, I don't want to draft him. Like, I'd actually prefer f okay, let's go Tim Patrick here. Now we have 6 pieces in this game if it does go off, and now again, we're trying to get multiple games out of these players. We only have 1 player on a bye. Oh my goodness. Can't believe I didn't go Tampa Bay there. That's why you watch, right? You see the mistakes. We're just trying to get multiple games. 1 out of 5, 1 out of 4. Alright, we have 1 more pick. It's probably going to be let's see. How far do we scroll? Do we go to Craig Reynolds? Do we go to Khalif Raymond? Or do we play the key or do we play the Buffalo side? If we go Herbert Dobbins, Lions. The thing is It's interesting. It's interesting, but only one of those 2 QBs is going to be in the Super Bowl. I'd rather just ride out with Allen here. It would give us another opportunity at Chargers against Detroit, but if someone's building out Chargers versus Detroit, they're going to have a lot more pieces than us. They're gonna have Gibbs, Dobbins. Yeah. I'm tilting that team in the 6 hole. Oh, here we go. I know, he's been oh god. Detroit, Detroit. What is this team? No way, you went 3 QBs. Do you see why we do these? Do you see why, like, sharp people jump in these? Because it's so much easier to realize your edge. The thing is you have to draft a shit ton of them. I hope they drop more contests like this where the advance rates are a little lightened up, a little higher price point. I love the Noah Gray click there. Is this like Mac Hollins? I feel like man, yeah, we can't go Mixon because they're playing each other round 1. We just gotta ignore Mixon. He goes Ty Johnson. Interest. I like Ray Davis here, but already having 2 RBs? Maybe it's Knox, bro. Let's go Knox. Alright, we made it work. We made it work. I just we probably for this team to work, I think we obviously need the Chargers to win round 1 against the Texans. I think that's pretty simple to see that happening, obviously. And then we probably need the Chargers to beat the Chiefs in round 2. Obviously, a harder feat, but not impossible, and you need this anyways. Bills Lions with J-Mo, Tim Patrick, and we have a ton of Bills pieces. That's the thing, like, with Josh Allen, I'd prefer building the other side out. Again, we would have had another playoff opportunity, another Super Bowl opportunity if we went Tampa Bay there instead of the Chargers. That would've like, that team turned out pretty good, but it could've turned out even better because we could have had a second option for the Super Bowl when we have Josh Allen and James Cook. You just play the opposite side of the conference, most 2 teams. We have that one up. Hope Nix, Jones, Evans, Nico Sutton gets his team out of round 1. Yeah, that's stuff you have to think about too. It's like, when it's 1 out of 6 and you have a team just building to get out of the first round, it can be tough. Can be tough. I don't mind leaning in and saying, "Hey, there's one Josh Allen team. He puts up 38 points, could have a significant advantage there. You might lose points by drafting the other Bills pieces, but, I think we had enough there. I think we had enough." 47.5 point total. Is this gonna start yet? Draft starts in 60 seconds. Here we go. Hey, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? No, I didn't get the 101. The guy went Lamar 101 last draft. So maybe we should have balanced it out. It's fine. It's fine. I'm hoping Devonta Smith comes back to us, but it's gonna be really tough, especially with the Lamar team here. We'll see. See what comes back. Let's go. Chad going Gibbs back-to-back drafts. Chad going Gibbs back-to-back drafts. This is our 3rd. This is our 3rd team for the summit. It's our last entry for the 3rd. 106, 105, 104, 62 seed final. Love the small finals. It's even smaller in this contest because there should be a ton of dead teams, and nothing is better than, like, AJ Brown popping off and then Philly loses, and then the next round is just 62% AJ Brown teams, and he's not playing. That sort of stuff you see in this contest, and then it does come down to a little bit of pod luck here. Who has the most live players, that shit. I like what's coming back to us, boys. I like what's coming back to us. I would very much appreciate James Cook and then one of these 2. Oh my god. I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Thing is, do you do you guys prefer Devonta Smith or Justin Jefferson? Like, to make the Super Bowl. That's that's really you're hoping the Commanders win. In my opinion, when you go Jefferson here, you're hoping the Commanders win, so the Commanders have to play the Lions, and then the Vikings play the Eagles. It's very tough for me to see Minnesota in the Super Bowl, but we'll send it. We'll send it. Yeah, that's sick. That's exactly what we're talking about in the pregame is getting 5 live pieces and then 5 pieces for the Super Bowl with teams that are on bye. You only have 10 draft picks. And you need 5 players to fill a Super Bowl team. If you're going both bye week teams, it gets spicy. I advise you guys to try it. They're fun builds, and we'll try it in the mitten. I definitely need a little more experience in drafting those teams. It's one of the tougher builds. Alright, I was in the hospital, and, uh, wifey's getting induced, like, hasn't happened yet, we're in triage, we're waiting for a room, and we're in 1st place, it's halftime, Jame already has 2 touchdowns, there's someone creeping up, he needs, like, 4.5 points, I'm like, "Ah, it's over." I think he starts the half with a catch too, and then it gets down to the 4th quarter, and he needed, like, 1 catch for, like, 15 yards, and, he got 1 catch for, like, 7 yards. I'm like, "Holy shit." Like, there's a good chance we finish 1st. The last drive, 3.5 minutes left on the clock, like, Detroit just burning the clock. Just run the ball, burn the timeouts. We're up 6. They're in the offensive zone. Worst case, you kick a field goal. Dan Campbell doesn't know what a field goal is. He doesn't know what a field goal is. Anyways, he threw one more ball to JMO for, like, 6 yards. We get passed by, like, point 0.6. So we come in 2nd, but I was very happy, very happy. Josh, did you have the high DK finish? Name's super familiar. But yeah, we ended up in 2nd. I was very happy with it. A lot of diapers, a lot of diapers. Cool, so we do get Aaron Jones here to fall to us at 24, which feels very, very and get Addison. Yeah, let's send it. Let's send it. No players on bye too. Very sick. Very, very sick. Yo, Nick, where are you at, man? Where are you at? You got a Venmo? You owe me that $100 Venmo, bro. It's a good time to bring it up. Parker Washington outscored Gabe Davis, 2024, baby. We get there in an injury. I we needed it. That was the whole speculation. Oof. Nick, we gotta get you back on stream, man. Venmo request Inc. Just Get ready for the noti. I gotta collect all those. Oh, man. I not gonna lie, I think I won every single board bet. I ran hot. I ran hot. Definitely not skill. Definitely not skill. Let's pull up the board bets. Where we at? And again, this is just something like if you guys disagree with one of my takes, you wanna make a board bet, 100%. We'll do a beer, we'll do whatever you guys want. See where they're at. Yeah, they shouldn't be this hard to find, but they are. Board bets. Alright. I had Jonnu at 50 or more receptions. It seems spicy. 610. I definitely gave Adam odds on this. I was very happy with the landing spot of Jonnu, and he resulted in one of my highest drafted tight ends. No one believed, bro. A couple people believed, but I think some people clicked this after. We take that one down for a beer ski. We end up making another bet, and then Adam gives me odds, and then I end up hitting this one. Mooney versus Wicks. Do you know ball? This is the do you know ball bet. I had Mooney over Wicks, a little tequila bottle from Ben. Appreciate you, dude. Everyone coming in with the late vote, though. We know these votes are always, like, halfway into the season. I see you guys changing your pick. I like Coleman here in the Hawk. Do we just keep doing this? Do we just keep doing it? Let me check something. Let's see. Let me check something. I would probably I would just prefer the receiver typically, but when it comes to Amari Cooper, who is playing 31% of snaps, 54%. Oh, God, it's so gross. So gross, but we might just do it. Let's go. Let's go, Amari. Doesn't feel good for some reason. Can I just send you a Parker baby jersey? We'll figure out something. That's hilarious, though. Is this the same guy in the 6 hole? Yeah, it sure looks like him, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different teams. Oh, god, this guy's just fucking everyone's chances of getting out of the first round, except he has 3 bye week guys this time with Mahomes, Demont, and Worthy. It'd be really cool if we got one of these 2 guys back to us. And we just super stack this Buffalo, Minnesota. Alright, so we have Buffalo, Minnesota is our guess here, so we could but we're playing on the Josh Allen side. So Vikings win, let's say Bucks win, Lions. So Eagles and Bucks players are safe. Or if you go Commanders, let's see who's available. Yeah, I'm eyeing I'll click that. This time, Jaden Daniels makes sense for him. Yeah, he's doing the opposite. Here, let me zoom in for you guys. What are we doing? What are we doing? How's that? How's that on the eyes? Merry Christmas. I gotta zoom out one more. I need to be able to see. Yeah, Cut Cutler going for it. Cut Cutler's. Ooh, brings in JD. Oh, it's gonna be a tough swing. It's gonna be a tough swing. Oh my god, we get both? We have to do it. We have to do it. This this team turned out crazy. This team turned out crazy. Now we just need Sam Darnold to not Throw a bunch of ducks. Bunch of Sam Darnold ducks. Wild. Baseball playoffs makes you lose your absolute mind, especially in these, like, single entry or 3 entry maxes, like, I like these contests a lot more than the mittens. I would just play these $15 contests with these advance rates over doing any mittens at all if there was just unlimited amount, but in a perfect world, in a perfect world. Yeah, and this is just do we need who's our one-off piece here? It can't be Sutton. Denver has Buffalo. Minnesota has the Rams. We could go ugh, oh, Quentin Johnston's gone. It's getting gross. We could go Jaden Reed. Pickens is more and again, yeah, I don't mind Reed here. I don't mind Reed. He's opposite side of the board too. So, like, whatever, you have a bunch of Buffalo pieces and you have Reed. Can he have a single spike week? That's the question. Can the dude have a spike week? But we would have potential for Allen, James Cook, a bunch of Buffalo pieces, and Reed could technically fill a roster for Buffalo against Green Bay. Obviously, it doesn't feel good without Jacobs, but yeah, very neat. Very neat. I'm happy with how this one turned out, especially because I'm not doing too much Minnesota, and maybe that's a blind spot. As you can see, 3.4% Minnesota for Sam Darnold. Maybe it's a blind spot for me. I should be mixing it in probably more than I have been, especially based on the odds of getting past the Rams. They're favorites by a point and a half. I'm just more so worried about round 2. I think so, obviously, Vikings want the Commanders to win, otherwise they're playing the Lions. Not that the Eagles are an easier matchup if they beat the Packers, but that's where I think if there's going to be weird shit that happens that can, like, kind of ruin your bracket, it would be Commanders over Bucks. This spread is so close that it doesn't really matter. If you're doing mittens, maybe you should do a Bo Nix team. Just throw in a Bo Nix. You can get all the Broncos. Literally get all the Broncos for free at the end of the draft. This would throw a crazy wrench. I don't see the Steelers beating the Ravens, but I think that's supposed to be a closer game. No, that's a 10-point spread. Buffalo, Denver's 8.5. But if you're only doing like 30, 20, 30, 40, make bold stances, right? Kind of lock in these teams and say, okay, Ravens, Bills are advancing, right? And then play around with maybe this team. Make a stance over here. Maybe get rid of the Packers. And then I think these 4 teams are all live. If you do that, you're getting rid of a good portion of what can happen, right? And you're limiting your player pool. And if you're right on those few bets on the Bills winning, on the Ravens winning, and you stay away from Steelers, you stay away from Broncos, you stay away from Packers, you get those 3 games right, you're going to end up with a lot more live players in the second round and third rounds. The stuff that can mess up playoff seeding is this, but that's where it's always safe to go to the 6 seed and the 2 seed. It's like if you have Eagles, Commanders are always safe. It doesn't matter what happens. Commanders win, they get the Lions if the 2 seed wins. Same thing with Bills, Steelers, but I'm locking this in. And then you can do whatever you want here. But that's how I like to attack it, especially because I don't max, so I try to find a way to increase my chances of having more live teams if I can get a few things right in the first round. That's basically how I attack it. But appreciate you guys coming out. If you guys enjoyed the stream, you guys enjoyed the content, go down, slap the like on the way out. Jump in the Discord, go to the playoff Bestball channel, and I have pinned playoff bracket. So if you guys want to join that, absolutely free. Throw in who you think's going to win. Do your little bracket. I'm going to be giving away a free Roger Goodell towel to the team that wins. It's on the house, boys. So appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.